All right. Hello, class. For today, we're about to learn about decimal. Okay, this is the next part of our lesson after fraction. So, before we start to learn about decimal itself, we have to understand um, where that decimal comes from. So, I'm gonna tell you about this 10 blocks example. So the first figure you see here, one, is the whole numbers of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until 10. Yeah, we can see there this is 10 blocks, and with that 10 blocks we can take one piece, this one, yeah, and then we can make into the same pieces like one, so we have 10 pieces of one there. So there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is the whole numbers that you already understand. And after that, now we're going to learn about the one block. With the one block, actually we can separate this block into smaller pieces, which is 10 pieces. So here, that's why now we can say that smaller pieces represent 1/10, because to make one block you need 1/10. Okay, so 1/10 is the smaller pieces now, and let's break it down again into smaller pieces. So this is actually 1. We separate them into 1/10. That's why you can see there are tenths of 1/10, and with 1/10 we can make it into smaller pieces like this. But now we can say there's not again a 1/10 because we separate it into smaller pieces. It will be 10 for each 1/10, and now we can get this fraction is actually 100, because we now divide one whole into 100 pieces, equal 100 pieces. That's why the name is 1/100. First we know this is 1/10, and the next is 1/100th. Okay, we can keep counting until 1/1000, but now let's see the change. Okay, so I'm going to show you this building blocks. We need the place value for each of this one: 1000, 100, 10, and 1. This is very common for you because this is the lesson that you have learned. Yeah, if you make this one, for example, we put a number here: 3 for thousands, 4 for 400s, 1 for tens, and 2 for the ones. We can make this one as 3412, and it is very easy for us to understand that. But let's see, what if like this: I put 2 at the tens and then 5 at the ones, and the 1/10 I will put 3, and the 1/100 I will put 4. Maybe you think this number is 2534, but you have to pay attention for the place value. 2 here, it is not 1,000. We know this is a tens, and the 5, it's a ones. So we are not going to put the comma first. Instead, we will order the number first. So write the number first: 2, 5, 3, and 4. 3 and 4 here is a smaller pieces, or we can say they are a fraction actually. This 3 is 1/10, and this 4 is 1/100. And how to recognize them? That is very easy. So now you only have to put a marker. So this marker is this sign, or you can read it as a dot. So to separate the whole numbers with the fraction, we can put this dot. So we know after 5 here, they move to the fraction. So we can put that marker to separate 5 and 3. By that time, now we can make this as the new number. It is no longer 2534, but it is 25.34. So yeah, this is the clearer explanation for the decimal. Okay, so we can break it down into their place value by making this. So 25.34. The 2 there, it is tens, and the value for the 2 is 20. Ones, there is 5, so the value is 5. And after the point, we go to the fraction part. It was always started with the tens, hundreds, and so on and so forth. So the tens there, we have 3 tens, these 3 tens, and the 4 is for the hundreds. That's why we put as 4 hundreds. And if you put 5 here, you can guess that it will be the thousands place. And that time you can make this into 5 over 1000. So it's very easy for you to understand the place value in the decimal. So this dot, we call this one as the decimal point. This decimal point separate the ones and the tens. So 5 and 3. So you know the left side of the points, it's ones, and the right side of the points is the tens. You always start with tens. 3 tens, 4 hundreds, and then 5 thousands, so on and so forth. So I'll give you another example of this. Let's make another number, another decimal number. So I'm going to scroll it down and let's make another one. Now I will make a larger number, 567.123. Sorry, I was supposed to say 123. That is how you read the decimals. So it's not 123, but it is 123. So 567.123. So here we know that 5 here as the 100 place, the value is 500, and this 6 is the tens, the value is 60, and this 7 is the ones, the value is 7, and we separate it with decimal point and we move to the fraction. 1 is in the tens, so the value is 1/10. Okay, so the top number will be this digit. The 2 is hundreds, and the value is 2/100. And the last 3 there is thousands, and the value is 3/1000. Okay, this is how you understand the decimal by looking at their place value. How to read the decimal? We have two ways to read the decimal. I'll give you example like this: 1.5. So the first thing, this very easy way, just read it 1.5. And also we can read this one as a 1/5. Why it's 1/5? Because we know the place value of this 5 is in the tens place, and the value is 5/10. That's why we can read that decimal with 1/5, or just the simpler one, 1.5. And always remember, when you read the number after the decimal point, you don't read it as 123 or other numbers, because that is not their place value. We just read them one by one like this: 567.123. So it is not 567,123. Why? Because we will be confused. So which one is the hundreds? Because you say that there's a 123 and there is a 567. That's why after the point or the decimal point, you read it one by one: 1, 2, 3, 567, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for the updates. See ya.